In this video, I'm going to show you how to do this Apple style animation inside DaVinci Resolve. This video is inspired by Tom's project, so I saw it. I said, why not? Let me show you how it can be done. But before we start, the timeline frame rate I'm using is 30 frames per second, and let's get a fusion composition from here. I'm just going to bring that here and make sure it's about this length. Yeah, so I'm going to bring that here, and I'm going to open this fusion composition in the fusion page. First thing, in the fusion page, I'm going to bring a background node, connect this background node to my media out. So I'm just going to go to my media pool and make sure that I bring this animation here so that I can copy the Apple white color from here, because it's not always completely white. I'm just going to go to this one. Yes, you see that it's not completely white. It's always something like this. I'm going to get a background node, get another background node. I'm going to connect this background to this one. I'm going to get a rectangle mask, connect the rectangle mask to this background. Let's make sure we are viewing that here. I'm going to make this background color red. In this rectangle, I'm going to set the width value to 0.1145 and the height value to 0.21, and I'm going to set the corner radius to 0.517. So we have something like this, and we are going to get another background node, get an ellipse mask, connect this one here and this one here. Make sure we are viewing it. In this background node, we're just going to make the background color white. Now come to this ellipse mask. We're going to create expression at width and connect the width to the height. We're going to uncheck solid, turn on the border width to something around 0.03 here. We're just going to take down the height value to 0.18. If you look at it, you're going to see that the black background disappears. So it seems like the black background is between this and this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select all of these, shift this to the side, make sure I move this background here. I'm going to get a background node, get an ellipse mask, connect this ellipse to this background and this one here. In this ellipse node, we're going to create expression at width and connect the width to the height. Now we're going to change this background color to black. Yeah, at the start, we're just going to make sure that this covers the entire thing like that. Let me bring this one here, and we can then connect this one to this one, and if we are viewing that here, we have something the same thing. So now let's go to frame 30. We're going to make this thing take like 30 frames, but before that, I'm going to disconnect this one from here, and I'm going to take it up here, get a background node, connect this one to this one. We're going to connect this one here. We still have the same thing, but if I connect a transform node here, you're going to see that we can move just this one without moving the background. Now you're going to come to frame 30, keyframe the center X and Y, go back to the first frame, which is frame 0, and you're going to take it out of the screen. If you look at it, you see it increases in size. So come to somewhere around frame 20. We're going to keyframe the size here. Go to somewhere around frame 40 and keyframe the size. We can just take the size to somewhere around 1.6. So now let's take both of these to spline. Let's first of all deal with the center X and Y. I'm just going to set the center X and Y to ease out cubic, and I'm going to set the size, select all. I'm going to ease in cubic. If I play that now, we have something like this. And now if you look at it, it has a lot of motion blur. So let's just go to this transform and turn on motion blur, increase the quality and increase the shutter angle. Now we can come here, uncheck high quality, uncheck motion blur, and check auto proxy, so that we have a better animation. And we can always turn on motion blur at the end, or when you render it, it's not going to have a problem. And if you look at it, you're going to realize that the rectangle changes into a circle. So come to frame 25, go to the rectangle, and you're going to keyframe the corner radius at frame 25. Come to frame 35, let it take 10 frames, and you're just going to take it all the way up to 1. So we have a circle like so. And go to spline, you can zoom to fit, select all of these, ease out cubic. If you look at it from here, the opacity of the background start reducing. So let's go to somewhere around frame 22. This is the ellipse that covers the entire screen. So we're going to come to this merge node at frame 42. We're going to keyframe the blend value and go to somewhere around frame 60 here and keyframe it again, take it down all the way to 0, yeah, so that it appears like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the ellipse at frame 45, yes, somewhere around here. We're going to keyframe the height, go to frame 65. It should close at that point, so we just take it down to 0. So we have something Yeah. Now we just need to go to spline, zoom to fit, this out, cubic. Now we have this, so we just have to try. You can arrange it however you want. Now just increase the soft edge somewhere around there. So if you look at it from frame 45 to frame, so somewhere around frame 70 or frame 65, the background color changes to frame 65. So I'm going to keyframe the background color here, go back, keyframe it again at frame 45, go here, and you should have a blue color. Yes, just change it to a blue color like this and it should work. Yes. The next thing you see is that from somewhere around frame 50, this ellipse outline, it starts changing. So what I did, I keyframe the height at frame 50, and at frame 70, I keyframe the height again. But you also see that the border width becomes thicker. So you do the same thing, keyframe the border width at frame 50 and frame 70, keyframe both. Now we are going to arrange that later, but before that, let's bring in our, I'm just going to arrange all of these so we can, let's bring in our screenshot. This is just a map that he used here, so I'm just going to bring, I just got a screenshot from Google. I'm going to bring it here. Yeah, and if I take a look at it, this is the map. Now we're just going to get a rectangle mask, connect the rectangle mask here. We're just going to size it how we want. So I'm just going to make the height, the width, and the height. We can still always fix this later and just add some corner radius to that. But now I can connect this one here, and if I take a look at this, yes, it appears like so, so that as the background closes up, it falls down to here. Seems like mine is too slow, so let me fix this one. Now the next thing we want to do is, I'm going to add a transform node to this one, and we're just going to bump up the size so we can increase the size so that the size of the road fits. You need to get a very big number, like let's just put 10 here, size here, and then we are going to make sure that this one comes. I'm just going to fix the center X of this one to maybe fit that one so we can pick it up again. Yeah, I think this is okay. So we're just going to come to somewhere around frame, I think the start is okay, frame 45. We're going to add a transform node here, and at frame 45 we're going to keyframe the size, go to somewhere around frame 100. You keyframe, you just take the size down, or you keyframe it again, depends on you. Just take the size down to somewhere where you want it. I think this size is good for me. I'm just going to get a size of 0.2. Yeah, I think that size is good for me. Now I can just go to this transform node here, and I arrange it so that it's in the circle, it's in the center. Good. And now this is what we're going to select this transform node, go to spline, zoom to fit, is out, cubic, so that we have something. Yeah, that we have something like this. You might say, well, Prince, the map is covering the entire screen. What we just have to do is come to this rectangle and make sure you arrange your rectangle to fit like something. I'm using the guides here. I just want to make it fit the first line of this guide. So something like so. Yeah, if you think that the corner radius is too much, you can reduce it. So if I play that now, yes, good, we have that. And you see that somewhere around frame 60, this thing appears. So in order to create that, I'm just going to make space here. I'm going to create it behind. So let's just take a look at this. Now before I forget, we have to keyframe this outline, yes, or from frame 50, yes, to frame 70. So at frame 70, we're just going to reduce the size and increase the border width, reduce the size again so that it fits that one. Yes, something like this. And go to spline, make sure that ellipse is selected, zoom to fit, so you have something like this. Yeah, but let's create this. So we just need to get a background node, get a polygon mask, connect the polygon to the background and the background here. Now let's make the background color a blue color like so, and we're just going to select the polygon, click somewhere around here, click here again, somewhere around here, here, and you close it like this. Just arrange it however you want. Good. Now just going to make some space here. You're going to get a rectangle mask. You're going to get a rectangle mask, and you're going to arrange that rectangle mask in such a way that it cuts out some part of things, something like this. Connect it here, and then you see that it cuts that part off, and what you just have to do is increase the soft edge like that. Yeah, something like this. And if we are just going to see that it starts from around frame 60. So at frame 60, you're going to come to this one, keyframe the blend value, go to somewhere around frame 80, keyframe the blend value again. Now we just need to take this blend value down to somewhere around here. Yes, go back to this one, take it down to 0. And if you take a look at that, this is it. Yeah, with I think we still have to reduce the blend value at this. Let's just take the blend value at this frame 85 to maybe 0.5. And if I look at that, and you see that it's not pointing at the direction of the road, you can come to the merge and change the direction, or change it to point at the direction of the road, and you can still always increase it. I think that this is better now. Yeah, so now what we have to do is, you see it starts moving from frame 70. So come to this transform node here, add another transform node. You're going to keyframe the center X at this point, and maybe go to frame 100, keyframe it again. You can just take it down. Yes, to the side. Yeah, down again, to the side. So it seems like it's moving on the road. Yeah, so if you take it, yeah, yeah. Now you can go to spline, zoom to fit. I don't want to make it fast, so let's just hit S. Now for our final animation, you see that from frame 100, all of these goes out of the screen. So at frame, maybe frame 101, let's say frame 101, we're going to keyframe the center X and Y and go to somewhere around 125 and just take it out of the screen. So we just do zoom to fit, on select this, on select this one, on select the size before is out cubic, and that's it. Now all you need to do is turn on motion blur for all of this. Just make sure that the motion blur is up. All these Apple animations, they always have a lot of motion blur, and if you have done that, and for this text I'm going to use a preset. Victor made a preset. You see all of these are presets made by him. So I'm just going to go to the text effect, and if I open this up, go to titles, you're going to see all of these titles. You're going to just select word by word, slide up, fade. You're just going to get the preset that appears here, and I'm just going to connect that here. It's going to appear white. I'm just going to change that Apple style. I'm going to make the color black, and I'm going to change the font to the Apple font, which is San Francisco Pro Display, and I think the size is better like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, yes, animation starts from around frame 119. I'm just going to go to my keyframes tab, open this up and take this to frame 119. Yes, and go to the modifiers, go somewhere around here. Yes, where both are already in place, and just reduce the goods. If you want all of these text preset, you can use the link in the description. You're going to get 10% off if you want to support this channel. Anyways, and with that, I think we are done with our animation. So let's go back to the edit page, and I'm going to try to play that now. If you got value out of this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.